take a look at this video coming in, attacking Bitcoin and Dogecoin in a way like we have never seen before. Jamie Dimon, take a look.
I'm a major skeptic on crypto tokens, which you call currency, like Bitcoin. They are decentralized Ponzi schemes, and the notion that's good for anybody is unbelievable. So we sit here in this room and talk about a lot of things, but $2 billion has been lost. Every year, $30 billion in ransomware.
So there we go. Jamie Dimon, one of the richest people in the world, a billionaire, now coming in a congressional session and saying cryptocurrency is basically worthless. That's his opinion on it. But where in the world did he get such a crazy opinion? Is there any validity to it? Let's go and take a look at who Jamie Dimon is for a second here, because Jamie is someone who I think we absolutely should be extremely critical of here. Jamie Dimon, this is him. He is an American billionaire businessman and banker who has been the chairman and chief executive officer of JP Chase, the largest of the big four American banks since 2005. So he's the chairman of the largest bank. Dimon was previously on the board of directors of the Federal Reserve for New York. He is currently 66 years old. And of course, Jamie Dimon is the type of dude who lives in mansions, drives around in fancy cars with drivers, of course. He could never be bothered to drive himself around. And yet, despite all of that, he does silly things like this. So take a look at exactly who Jamie Dimon is. He right now owns multiple really expensive mansions. Here's one of his mansions that he owns. And when he actually decides to sell his mansions, he always decides to use something in the relocation program from JP Morgan in order to get more money from the company when he sells his houses. So here's an example of that. So this is one of the properties he sold, 25 East Bank Street, Chicago, 60610. A very, very, very expensive home, obviously. And Jamie Dimon decided to take $421,000 in real estate from JP Morgan for commissions, which basically is a relocation program that's supposed to be for JP Morgan employees. Instead of allowing more of that money to go to actual JP Morgan employees, JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon is the one who's taking a lot of that money for himself. So this guy is not only extraordinarily wealthy, worth over $1 billion, but he's also extraordinarily greedy. And on top of being both of those things, this dude is only interested in stocks. It's very, very, very clear. He wants stocks. Some of his clients want cryptocurrency. And this is the main reason why he hates cryptocurrency so much. Jamie Dimon, just recently, through JP Morgan, they're saying the stock market downside risk is limited. Here are 3 stocks to consider. And so they're continuing to say good things about stocks while at the same time criticizing cryptocurrency, forgetting perhaps that a lot of stocks are down massively since their all-time highs as the market has continued to fall a lot. Facebook down more than 60%, other cryptocurrencies and things like that, or cryptocurrencies rather than things like that, oftentimes falling less than a lot of stocks are. You take a look at that, and in comparison, stocks, cryptocurrency, Jamie Dimon, you start to realize how wrong he is and why he's so motivated. He does not want you to invest in crypto. He wants you to invest in stocks instead. So that footage is truly shocking that someone could actually have the audacity to say these things. Let's take a look at all the things he said. The first thing is this. So he's a major skeptic,
which you call currency.
And so the first thing he says is, you call them currency. I call them crypto tokens. Well, really, Jamie, then why is it that I bought this cyber whistle from one of the largest companies in the world using cryptocurrency, Dogecoin, in fact? If it's not a currency, then how is it able to do that, Jamie? How?
Bitcoin. They are decentralized Ponzi schemes.
Decentralized Ponzi scheme. Oh, you mean like, I don't know, pretty much every fiat currency? I mean, the truth is, everything is to some degree a little bit of a Ponzi scheme. I mean, the only thing that's not a Ponzi scheme is actually providing value for something. And the difference between cryptocurrencies and fiat is that the government rarely provides that much value for fiat, but cryptocurrencies actually have the ability to provide value through smart contracts and things like that. And also being able to send money with very low fees all across the world. That is real value. That is higher value than what fiat currency provides. Meanwhile, fiat, the government's screwing it all up. How in the world can Jamie Dimon claim to be someone who's against government being too powerful while also championing them to have full control over our currency? Does that make any sense to you? No, it doesn't. Well, it actually does when you think about it, because Jamie just wants you to invest in stocks. He doesn't want cryptocurrency. It's a headache to this old guy.
And the notion that's good for anybody is unbelievable. So we sit here.
The notion that's good for anybody is unbelievable. Not even one person. Not even a little bit. But so what is good for us? No currency is perfect. Nothing is ideal in every single way, but at the end of the day, cryptocurrency, it has way more advantages than fiat does. It's not even close. And so there are a lot of people benefiting from it right now, and there are a lot of people who are going to benefit massively from it in the future. There are people right now using cryptocurrency to send payments across the globe, and so he truly is out of his depth here when it comes to his knowledge on crypto.
Talk about a lot of things, but $2 billion has been lost.
$2 billion has been lost. The entire crypto market, over $1 trillion. Not right now. Well, it's slightly below $1 trillion, but it's around $1 trillion right now. And then it's been as high as multiple trillions of dollars, over 3 trillion. And so now we're looking at him saying, oh yeah, a tiny fraction of that is stolen or taken. Well, okay, but that is something that is being worked on. Cryptocurrency is getting better. Meanwhile, fiat currency is not getting better. There are many times more thefts and things like that using fiat currency than there ever have been and likely ever will be with cryptocurrency. Once again, Jamie, you can put cryptocurrency in an isolation chamber and say as many negative things as you want about it, but at the end of the day, we do need a currency system on the earth, and that's way more advantageous of a one than all of the ones that have come before it.
Every year, $30 billion of ransomware.
$30 billion of ransomware. Okay, Jamie, I've never even heard that stat before. It sounds like he's, to some degree, trying to boast and put these numbers out there to try to scare people. It's pretty obvious what's happening, Jamie. We're not falling for it. You can continue living in your massive mansions that you literally have your own company pay you extra money for, rather than that money going to the employees of JP Morgan. Pretty ridiculous. You'd think he's worth $1.5 billion. He's not going to squander over $400,000. That just shows the level of greed this guy has. He does not care about people. He does not care about his employees. He does not care about anyone but making more money. He doesn't even care. I don't even know if he cares about himself. He only cares about himself in terms of money. It seems pretty obvious that's the case. I mean, let's take a look at the mansion he lives in. I mean, he did live in. He has, I think he has even a bigger mansion now, but this is the one he lived in. I mean, it's very luxurious, very nice. There's nothing wrong with having a nice, luxurious mansion. There's nothing wrong with living well and making money. But the problem is when you are successful and you don't choose to give anything back to the country or to your employees, you don't choose to give anything back. You just choose to keep trying to take. You choose to say false things and misrepresent a currency of the people. You misrepresent cryptocurrency, you attack Dogecoin, you attack Bitcoin, you come after the top cryptocurrencies. What do you expect to happen, Jamie? Why do you think that you can remain to any degree relevant when you are acting like that? No one should trust this guy. No one should want this guy to be managing their money. JP Morgan only was able to rise to the top simply because it had a lot of firsts. And so, yeah, congratulations for doing that. But at the end of the day, JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon alike are both old news now. They're very old news indeed. By comparison, we have Elon Musk, who started off and became a self-made billionaire after hardship as a child. Elon Musk's parents divorced once it became legal in South Africa. They had a rocky marriage, and Elon Musk never really got love and support from his father. He did get love and support from his mother. He still does. His father was so petty to the point where his mother would send the kids over to the father's house, and they would bring their backpacks and clothes and stuff, and the father would keep the backpacks and clothes every time. And so then the mom, Mae Musk, had to go and buy her kids clothes again because it was legally mandated that they go and see the father for a portion of time. Then on top of that, Elon Musk, he only was given $2,000 approximately after leaving South and going all the way to America, leaving South Africa and going to America. So or actually to Canada first and then to America. But still, nonetheless, he went from South Africa to Canada with only $2,000, started working hard himself and working his way up the ladder until he was eventually able to get to the point where he could invest and grow his companies. So he did a very good job actually using his own personal image, using his own personal brain power to grow this and to become relevant and to become a billionaire. Meanwhile, someone like Jamie literally just did it by investing other people's money. It's not that impressive. What value has Jamie ever provided to the world? To be honest, he has not provided that much. It seems like he's actually more of a detractor to positivity across the globe than anything else. And by the way, this article was in response to people saying that Elon Musk came from an emerald mine. That is based, or he came from a fortune from an emerald mine from his father. That's pretty ridiculous. His father owned a small portion in emerald mine that had nothing to do with apartheid, which is what was claimed. And Elon Musk got none of that. So just because his father had some money from something, that doesn't really have any relevance whatsoever to the fact that he literally left South Africa with $2,000 given to him by his mom and had to start basically from nothing. I mean, $2,000, that's better than some people have, but that's still not a significant amount of money, enough to actually boost anyone into some high status. He had to do that all on his own, and it's impressive that he was able to. One of the reasons why he's humble, and Elon Musk, he gives back to employees, he gives back to people, he helps things just because it's good for the world. Has Jamie Dimon ever done any of that? Of course not. Not even close. Jamie Dimon only cares about one person, and that is his money, because I don't even know if he is a person. I mean, we could say Jamie Dimon cares about himself only, but I feel like that would be being too nice to him. He only cares about his money. We can't even say anything else. A pretty ridiculous guy. I mean, it's fun to call him out. We know that Dogecoin is the future currency of Earth. We know that Jamie Dimon cannot stop it, but at the same time, he's going to try his hardest because he wants you to only be putting your money into the stocks that he has all of his money invested in, and that his company has all the money invested in. Because if $400,000, if he's petty enough to take that from the pool that should be going to his employees, then he's petty enough to try to make more money off of the backs of trying to hurt crypto in the name of getting more people to invest in the stocks that he has currently a hold on. Pretty fascinating that he's still trying to do this. I mean, we can all see through it. It's not clever. It's not smart. This guy is totally a clown show, and the fact that he was able to rise to that level, I feel like there has to be something along the way that caused him to get there that was out of his control, because I could not imagine someone with that level of audacity and that lack of caring rising to that position. It just doesn't really make any sense. SpaceX, by the way, is now planning to bring Starlink to school buses. Elon Musk continued to innovate. He already has a lot of money. He's not even taking advantage of his net worth hardly at all, except for to just work harder. So shout out to Elon once again. Huge difference between Elon and Jamie. Anyway, I'm Matt Wallace. This is Final Stand, and I will see you in the next video.